lady comes to you and say, "Oh, he's stealing mail." What you gonna do? What you gonna say? If you know that you're a part of what I'm doing.
He ain't stealing mail. You lying.
You gotta move a different way. So I'd be like, "Yo, word, he's stealing mail. Let's go report him." And I would hey, everybody, shut operations down.
Right.
Shut it down. We've been exposed for a little bit.
The whole spot was in on it.
7 people. So now what happened is, he went and said she snitched on you. So guess what happened? She went to the higher ups, got them all.
Right. Come on now.
Listen.
She sold them. Whoever tell first get the best deal.
Put your phone on vibrate.
Yeah, one dude got he got.
Mine's is always on vibrate. Of course.
No, that's probation because he was the lowest on the totem pole. They sentencing everybody right now, so we're gonna see how they really get busy with it. Nah, this thing made national news and everything, so they making an example out of them. So, lights, cameras, action. Hold up, because.
Wow, man, that's crazy. Stealing money from the post office.
Yeah, they wild.
That's super federal, man.
But you know what it is? Some people, cause when I asked, I was just say, why would you risk your pension and the money you're making? There's potential earnings on, and they would say, hey, some people want to live for the moment.
Right.
I get it, it's all good, but we ain't here to talk about the post office.
Welcome to TF3 Airport. Is what? 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 They say what we famous for. That's why I'm taking y'all on this verbal tour. First stop, Providence Place Mall, 3 floors of stores to shop for you and yours. Don't have a ride, you can take the Ripper. Anywhere you need to go, the bus will get you. Cranston, Warwick, even Newport, Kennedy Plaza, where you can find the ice court. Y'all know Brown University, famous. J-Dub, PC, you alright? Famous. Students from everywhere come here to go there. The capital's Providence. Dante is in your ear. Home of the Blue Bug, Iggy's and Thayer Street. Full of stores to shop on, places you can eat. Near is downtown P-Pack. Enjoy a show. The Dunk Water Fires, other things you need to know. Can't forget Fat Hill for real.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to another episode of The Other Side of Things. I'm your host, Dante. He knows what he's doing. We ain't got to instruct him. This man been in more cameras than we have. His nickname should be Cameras.
Yeah.
So the lights, camera, action. Sorry, Miss Jackson. Nah. This is The Other Side of Things. I'm your host, Beyond Eon Productions, Dante Martin. Today is a special show, and I'm blessed to actually have this show. Got to shout out Dirty Drudie for the culture games that took place. That's why we able to get this fellow here today. So I just want to give this man his flowers. This man has done so much. If you paid attention to some of your favorite rappers like Drake, Royce the 5'9", he had bumped heads with these paws. In his words, he has done things with them. If you've been paying attention to battle rap, he went on there and gave A-Verb the business. Yeah. He gave a couple of people the business. So, listen, I just wanted to give him his flowers. I'm appreciating this. I'm thanking him for giving us the opportunity to even put him in front of our cameras. So without further ado, I'm going to let this man speak and let you know his business.
Mickey Factz. Schmicky. I'm in the building, man. It's good to see everybody. Glad to be here in Providence, Rhode Island, man.
Listen. How this platform is this. I let the people speak. Whatever you want, this is your time to let the world know what you want them to know.
I mean, Mickey Factz, Grammy Award winning songwriter, XXL, cover freshman, you know what I'm saying, BT Cypher, owner of a school, Honda commercial guy, did 2 of those, couple movies, couple shows.
You was on Math Hoffa show too, right?
Yeah.
See,
shout out to my man Math Hoffa, that's bro. A couple battles, couple mixtapes, couple albums, a couple awards here and there. Just a lot of love, Bronx Hall of Fame kind of thing, you know what I'm saying? But, I'll be here forever. It's a lot to remember, you know what I'm saying?
This episode is going to be called Just the Facts.
Just the Facts.
The Facts. That's the name of this episode.
Yeah, we got a song like that called that. Shout out to my man Show Rock in the building, you know what I'm saying?
All right. If you'd like to come on, morning welcome. But
It's my fault.
Is my
You're good.
Oh, my fault. I should have turned it on. I fumbled, so I wasn't heard, or I gotta say all that over again?
Nah.
Okay.
Don't worry.
All right, cool.
Cool.
That's why I love editing. Beautiful editing. Sometimes we keep it in, sometimes we don't.
Hey,
My
yo.
fault, people. I can't believe I did not turn my mic on. I fumbled. Badly. Tiki Barber. But anyway, so let's start with the beginning of Mickey before we got the facts.
Right. I mean, you know, just a kid from the Bronx. You know, I won a couple science fairs. Got real close.
So you're intelligent.
I'm pretty smart.
Okay.
You know, got real close to winning a spelling bee. Just honor roll student. You know what I'm saying? And just was, you know, in the Bronx during the 90s. So, you know, just seeing everything that was happening around that time, the Bloods was coming up, Crips was coming up. You know, Peter Guns and Lord Tariq, they was from around the area.
Uptown, baby.
Yeah, shout out to them, shout out to the OGs. You know, I was in the South Bronx, so I was able to see that. I was able to see Pun. I went to school with Remy, I went to school with Dragon, you know what I'm saying? So like, all of that was kind of my environment. And I was in, you know, like every other kid, you know, into hip hop in the 90s, the lunchroom was the space where, yeah, exactly. You being on the lunch tables and you rhyming and then you battling. So like, that's basically how I got my skills up, you know what I mean?
Yo, you know what's amazing about when you see someone and you hear their story? Mm-hmm. I went to school with Dragon, Remy, Ma, and it's like the experience of going to school with these people, and now you see these people, peers in the industry. Like, how's that like?
I mean, I think it's important to kind of recognize that there was hundreds of rappers in school at the time.
Right.
And these were the only two MCs that stood out of all of these rappers that went to school with me. And there's multiple high schools in New York City.
Right.
So, but I went to school with these two. So, you know, Remy Pop, she was on Pun album while we were still in school, 1999. So like, that was kind of like a big deal. Drag, he was a senior when I was a freshman. So I was always seeing him around, but then he got on at 9-7. So like I came in at 9-6, he got on at 9-7. But just to know, like he was a legend in the school at that time, because you know, this is somebody who, he was with X all the time. He was with DMX all the time. And you know, DNY, they will always have a little tattoo shop right under the 6 train in the Bronx. So like, they was always in the hood, literally. So being able to see Drag, who was from Bronxdale, which was not too far from where I lived, and then Remy was in Castle Hill, which was literally up the block from where I live. Like, I was with Remy all the time, you know what I'm saying? And to see her make it while we were still in school was a big deal, you know? And knowing that it was possible is what made me not stop. Because they got on in the 90s, you know what I'm saying? Remy's been on since the 90s, you know what I'm saying? I didn't get on until like 2008. It took me literally 8 years after I saw my peer get on, you know what I'm saying? So like, for me, I had to keep pushing. There was a lot of letdowns, a lot of broken promises, a lot of false hope, but I kept pushing, I kept writing, because I knew my time would come eventually.
Right, so like you said there was a lot of letdowns. Like, what were some of the letdowns that you felt was holding you back?
Man, so like, I got offered a deal in 2000 from Columbia, but my parents didn't want to sign a deal because I was too young.
All right.
So that was the first like letdown.
What did they know that they felt that you wasn't ready for?
I think my father just kind of he didn't want to really kind of have me out there at that time. He just felt I was too young. You know, I don't know his reasonings for it, but you know, that was his decision. I was younger than 18, so I couldn't make the decision. Fast forward, I had started a rap group with my man Yada Bars, shout out to Yada Bars, and we were called Bars and Renegade. I went by the name Renegade at the time. And my aunt, she was doing Mary J. Blige hair at the time. and she was cool with somebody who was doing Missy Elliott's hair.
Nice.
So she gave my CD to the hairstylist. The hairstylist gave it to Missy, and then Missy offered me and my man a contract. Before that, we had met with this guy who, you know, we wanted him to manage us. And he said, nah, I don't really believe in him. Because, you know, at the time, mind you, this is 2002, so I had glasses on. So, like...
Super lyrical.
Yeah, so, like, it just didn't... Image was a different thing back then. So he was like, nah, I don't want to manage them. 2 days later, Missy had her people from Elektra reach out to my aunt, and she reached out to the manager thinking that we did the deal. And now he's calling me crazy. Yo, come on, we got to do this deal.
Right.
That's how I knew it was a real situation. I don't do the deal with him because I just felt like he was crazy. Like, this is crazy. Like, why would you want to now work with me when we tried to work? So fast forward like a couple months, my aunt is really close friends with Missy Elliott. She was taking all her photos. Her name was Rwanda. So she does our photos, and she takes us to Elektra, and we meet with Mona Scott. And Mona Scott, this is before Love and Hip Hop. Like,
Right.
She's just Missy Elliott's manager. So we meet with Mona Scott.
See all these names that y'all familiar with, and he's showing me the history of these
Right.
names.
So we meet with Mona Scott, and Mona is like, I don't know what y'all did. I haven't even heard any music, but you have to be talented for Missy to have contracts drawn up for y'all without even meeting y'all and seeing y'all face. And she just wanted to sign y'all. So we were in this meeting with Mona. We had a couple meetings with Mona, but eventually the deal just fell apart for whatever reason. It just fell apart, right? So that was like the second letdown. Now at this point, I'm still trying to get back into that Elektra vibe. Me and homie, we break apart, we separate, and now I'm just a solo artist, and I'm trying to get back to Elektra because she, you know, I want to get a deal with Missy. I would love to be signed to Missy Elliott, but I could never get that contact back because they were, you know, she was signed to Atlantic, and she had a deal with Elektra for her label, but her management company was Violator.
Right.
So I was trying to get to Violator, but it just was back then it's not like how it is now. You could hit up a A&R, anybody on IG, and you might get a response. You know, they looking at numbers. Before, it wasn't like that. It was so tough to get to a manager. So I just
on that, and I don't want to cut you off. Like I tell this story a lot, and shout out to my brother Fliz. Mm-hmm. When they was hot at the moment, we used to go to New York. They used to sit down with So Def, all these different labels. So one time we went, there was this room where they said only artists could get in, but I always dressed like an artist.
Right.
So I said, give me your CDs down. There was another dude who was paying Big Mike. Remember when he was a hot DJ?
Yeah.
At the time, this dude paid him like
from Connecticut,
$5,000.
right? Ain't Big Mike from Connecticut?
He paid him like $5,000 to host his CD. So I had his CD and I had my brother's Fliz in them CD. They was cool them at the time. So I got in the room. So when I seen one of the A&Rs, I was like, yo, check out my people's music. So he looked at their image on the cover. Then he looked at me. He's like, where's your CD?
Oh. Wow.
He's like, where's your CD? And I was like, how'd you know I rap? I didn't tell him I rap or nothing. That's so I'm with you with the story. It was around that time, 2000. Yeah. He looked at my image because they thought I was a rapper the way because I was wearing that NBA gear at the time, the jackets, the fitteds. So that's what it was. It's like, and you had to go through an A&R to get to that company.
Yeah, so that was another letdown. So at that point now, you know, I'm at this point from 2002 to like 2006, I'm working at a law firm. You know, I went to NYU.
Smart dude.
So this is expensive.
All of y'all smart. You graph, all of y'all. Like, that's why I know why y'all bars is the way they are.
That's the only way it could be. So, you know, I was working at a law firm. I was in the mailroom at first. I wanted more for myself, so I went to NYU and I became a paralegal. And then during this time, my brother flies up from Houston and we go on a double date. And during this double date, I meet my homegirl Lakita. My brother was trying to talk to her, but I was talking to Lakita's friend. And I'm rapping all in the car. This is 2005. She introduced me to my manager at the time, Saint. And then meeting Saint, he introduced me to Steve and Quaz, and then we created GFC New York. So when we created GFC New York, this was a space of, you got this rapper, you got Saint, who's this visionary / manager, you got Steve, who loved music, he's an A&R, you got Quaz, who was a stylist. So Quaz and Steve, they put together this magazine called Lace Magazine. It was about sneakers. So at the time, 2006, 2007, sneakers was starting to bubble up because of the internet. So we had a magazine. From there, you know, we put Clips on the cover. We put Chris Brown on the cover because Quaz was a stylist. He was styling for 106 and Park. So every artist that came to 106 and Park, he was putting them in clothes. So he was getting contacts for artists, styling Terrence, styling Roxy. He was styling every artist. And he was assigned specifically to Chris Brown. He was Chris Brown's stylist.
Nice.
So all the gear that he was getting, Chris would wear it, and then he would give the clothes to me. So now I'm wearing the clothes, creating music, got the visionary, and then I got my A&R making sure the music is fire. So now we putting together this whole kind of space of curating music, you know what I'm saying, at this time. So while we doing that, we're putting it on the internet because we didn't have no money. At the time, like you said, Big Mike was charging $5,000 for them to host a tape. I ain't have $5,000.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So like we was like, my A&R, Steve O, shout out to Steve, he was like, yo, you want to be hot in New York or you want to be hot throughout the world? And I was like, I want to be hot throughout the world. He said, we're going to put your music on the internet. I was like, the internet?
Could I pause you for a second and interject? If you listen to what he's saying, we was music lovers at that time.
Right.
But he's telling you how much business went into even to get the music out. Do you remember Philly Most Wanted?
Yes.
You remember their interview when they said, it's either them or South Star on them, when they said the music game, they found out it was 5% music or 10% music, 90% business.
90% business, yeah. We learned the business early on, and that's why we kind of stayed independent for so long. We wanted to learn the game before we got into the game. And that's how we was able to infiltrate it so well. So at the time, again, we didn't have the money to get a Big Mike or K-Slay or Flex or Enough to host a tape. So he was like, yo, put it on the internet and we're gonna put it out for free on MySpace. And I was like, at the time, again, I'm on Black Planet. I'm bagging chicks off Black Planet. I'm showing off my clothes on Black Planet. I'm on MySpace, but I didn't know it was a music kind of thing. And now we putting out music. You can put
the 4 songs on there.
4 songs, get your top 8, you know what I'm saying? So we was moving in that space. So now we putting the music out on MySpace and we sharing it with all our networks because we was very intentional about everybody that was with us sharing it to their friends and their friends. We created like a pyramid scheme. Next thing you know, I got fans in Baltimore, I got fans in Texas and LA, Florida. We got fans all over the place. Now we just start putting more and more music out. I'm putting out mixtapes with no DJ.
Right.
So all of my old stuff, I don't have DJs hosting my tapes. So we called these mixtapes albums because there was no DJ on it. So at the time, that was like unheard of. You always had Cutmaster C, Who Kid, screaming on people's music.
Yep.
We called them shits, they were mixtapes, so we called them albums, the soundtracks to our life. And by doing this, it got the first project, In Search of the NERD, my very first project. We put that out, Pharrell heard it, co-signed it early. Oh, this tape fire. Bet. We do Flashback, Back to the Future. I had on Gold Supras. Now, I had these on before Jay had them on, because my stylist.
Those are sneakers, people.
Right? Because
these Supras. Somebody might thought it was a car.
So the Supras, they only made 100 pair. They was gold. And my team, we went and got 10 pairs. So everybody in my crew had the Supras.
Nice.
So I had 2 pair, and my stylist had it before it went on sale, because again, he had to put Chris Brown in them.
Right.
So he put Chris Brown in them. for some shoot. I don't know if it ever came out. Then he gave them to me directly, and then we put the tape out. Next thing you know, Jay got him on, but it was like when Complex wrote about Jay in the sneakers, they also mentioned me. Like, yo, it's not just Jay. Mickey Factz also got these in the article. So now, not only am I known for being a musician, now I'm known for my fashion because of my stylist. Then we put out Heaven's Fallout, and once we put out Heaven's Fallout, that was pretty much it. Because I was like, my man was like, my A&R, he was like, I don't want you rapping over old school beats or whatever's popular beats. We're gonna rap over electronic music, dance music. We're gonna rap over alternative rock and watch what happens. And when we did that, we got in Fader, we got in URB, we got in Spin Magazine, because nobody was doing that. Then we started putting out a song every week, because Crooked Eye was putting out the freestyle every week. And we was like, well, you know, it's easy to put out a freestyle every week. What about a song though? Shout out to Crooked, that's bro.
Nah, sounds nice.
So
Slaughterhouse.
yeah, shout out to Slaughterhouse. So I was like, let's put out a song every week. So we start putting a song out every week. Every week, a new song out. Now the blogs are starting to pick us up, and now my name is just getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. I do my very first headline show. It wasn't in New York. It wasn't in Jersey. It wasn't in Chicago. It wasn't in America. It wasn't in North America. My very first headline show was in China.
Nice. Explain that. I want to hear this.
So I was
You going for a ride.
Yeah, so like we did Fader China, or Fader Japan. We did Fader Japan, and my homegirl Lakita, she was like, yo, they saw your article in Fader Japan. They want MTV China want to fly you out, and they want to fly out like 4 more y'all, put you in 5-star hotels, and go to China and perform. And we was like, what? Stop lying. Like, what are you talking about? Because at this point, I'm just doing open mics. I'm still doing open mics, you know, getting my style up, trying to figure out who I am. And it was like, this is a paid gig. We flying you out to China. They put us in a 5-star hotel on a mountain. We had waiters come. It was crazy. And they flew us all out to China. And we went to China. We was out there for a week. It was crazy. We had a blast. And when we came back from China, you know what I'm saying, that's when shit really just started going crazy. I went to South by Southwest. You know, people talk about it now, but when we went in 2008,
It was just popping.
it was literally, it was a space for indie rock. It was only 5 rappers. It was the Cool Kids, Wale, Kid Cudi, Mickey Factz. We were the only rappers there. And Kids in the Hall. We were the only rappers. We was literally the only rappers at South by Southwest. So we running around, we doing shows. I did about 7 shows with the Cool Kids in front of 700, 800 people every night. I'm doing interviews every night. And then me and the Cool Kids do a record called Rockin' and Rollin'. And we put all of those people that was in South by Southwest, we put them in the video. I'm broke as hell because I ain't got no job. I quit my job. So I'm living with girls. I'm living with my homie. Like, it's all over the place. But I'm like one of the hottest niggas in New York at this point. And I'm in every magazine. Every month I'm in a different magazine. Like, I just started recollecting these magazines. I'm talking XXL, Source, Billboard, Rolling Stone. I'm in all of these magazines.
All of this exposure, and I'm still broke.
Still broke.
What I need.
No deal. Broke.
And some expensive sneakers.
Expensive clothes. I'm the flyest nigga in the room. No money. Because we didn't know how to make, at the time, like, everybody's putting out music for free. It was a weird space in music at the time. So we didn't know how to make money. You know what I'm saying? So we was just out, but we was outside.
Was selling it out the trunk.
Nah, we wasn't. It's New York. Niggas is on the train. So ain't no cars. Ain't no cars like that. We didn't have money for a car. So we moving around. Again, I'm ultra hot. My man Oman, he reached out to me. He like, yo, I want you to do this record for me. At the time, I had did a remix. Let me rewind. I did a remix of the Fall Out Boys remix, Arms Race. I just put it out for free. Crush Management heard it. Crush Management, they was managing Gym Class Heroes and Fallout Boys. So they play it for Pete Wentz. They play it for Travis McCoy. And they all love me. They like, yo, this is the next guy. He's the next guy. So Crush Management wanted to manage me, but we didn't know the business. So they was like, yo, look, we're gonna put you on this remix to show you our faith. So they put me on the remix with Kanye and Wayne.
Nice.
So it was me. I was in the
I
studio.
can look these songs up as he's saying it.
Arms Race remix. It was me, Kanye, Travis from the Gym Class Heroes, and Wayne, and the Fallout Boys. Now we talk about the Fallout Boys when they at their peak. So I'm in the studio with Ye and Travis, and we writing our verses. We recorded. Wayne sends his verse in. So now I'm in my mind like, and this is Wayne in 08. Like this is like
Mixtape Wayne.
This is peak Wayne. This is peak Ye. This is graduation Ye. This is peak Wayne.
This is the Carter 3 or Carter 2?
This is Carter 3.
Yeah.
Carter 2, right before the Carter 3, but he's in his feature bag now.
Yeah.
So it's just peak.
Fireman.
So again, they showed they good faith, but I ain't do the deal. Now that was something that I should have did. I should have did the deal with them. Because I didn't sign with them, they signed Tyga, right? So you see where we going, right? And it's a couple times.
Pause with that.
Yeah.
Would you want it to be Tyga, the style that he is?
No, but they was managing him, so like they wanted to manage me. So it wasn't really about the music. It was more about being managed. And again, we didn't know the business that well.
Right.
So like, if I could do it all over again, I would have did the deal with Crush Management, right? So.
And you might have knocked Tyga out the box.
Right. But me and Travis, we stayed cool. Like, we texting each other. He telling me, come to the club. I'm going to the club with Travis. He got all these white girls on him. It's crazy. Right? So my man Omen, fast forward. Omen, he hit me. He like, yo, I want you to do this record called Overdose on Life. I got this kid, this Canadian kid on it named Drake. And I was like, yeah, I heard of homie. He on MySpace. He had did the Replacement Girl record. I was like, yeah, he cool. I like him. He sent me the record. I hear the record. I'm like, yo, this nigga went crazy. I'm like, yo, I like his verse. I like the chorus.
Did I say something about that song?
Yeah.
My man was like, yo, do you want to hear Wayne's Ghostwriter? I was like, I ain't like Wayne at the time. Why would I want to hear his Ghostwriter?
Right.
And he was to say, yo, this dude Drake. I was like, nah, I don't want to hear Drake. I used to cut the porch lights on. Now I cut the porch lights on to let you know your foresight wrong. Who's that? That's Drake.
That's Drake.
That's the song he's talking about.
Yeah.
Proceed.
So I heard that. I was like, wait a second. This is kind of hard.
They went in on that song, yes.
So I hear it, and I'm like, yo, he kind of went crazy. So I hold on to the record for like a week, because I'm just, I'm moving around in the city. Omen hit me, he like, yo, you take it forever. I had to send the record to Dre. So he sends the record to Dre. Dre flies Drake out to write for him. So now I'm hot, I'm heated. I write my verse right then and there. Because I want to write for Dre. I wrote that
Mickey,
shit.
what you need?
That,
yo, I know that song was fire.
Right. So I was mad. So I wrote my verse. I wanted to kill Drake on the song because he wrote it for Dre. So now it's just me and Drake on the record. So now Omen, he like, yo, you think you could get Travis McCoy on the song? I was like, that's my man. Let me call him. Because at the time, again, we talking all the time. I call him, I'm like, yo, my man Owen want to get you on this record, me, you, and Drake. He like, it's for you, Mickey, I got you. So he does the record. So that's how that record came about. We put the record out.
Travis, how I on life again. Feel like I swallowed a whole bottle of Vicodin. Yo, everybody went in on that song.
Yeah, and he recorded his verse last, obviously. So my verse was off of Drake, and then Travis was off of mine, you know what I'm saying? But he put Trav in the middle and I was the last one.
But what you said, F going to rehab and I'll still prestige. Yo, go listen to that song.
Song is fire. And when we put the record out, me and Drake, we talking because I got his info from Omen. So me and Drake, Drake is just texting me crazy, like, yo, I just want to get on a blog. Because, the blogs was if you got on a blog, that was like going to the Grammys, nigga. So, like, I was on the blog every day. So he like, yo, Mickey, please, I just want to get on a blog. That's it, I just want to be on a blog. If I could just be on a blog, my life would be complete. I was like, nigga, that shit is easy, nigga. We're going to get you on the blog. Got him on the blog. When they made the post, it said Overdose on Life featuring Drake and Travis McCoy. It wasn't my song, but because I was so hot, they made it my song on the blogs.
Right.
So then in the caption, it said, Mickey Factz is back with another song this week, because it was a part of me putting a song out every week with Travis from the Gym Class Heroes and some Canadian nigga from some rapper from Canada. That's what the caption said. And Drake was just happy to be there. He was like, yo, I can't believe I'm on this shit.
Before you get finished that, ain't it interesting? It's like you hear Jay-Z paying Method Man to open up for him.
Yeah.
And now you know how Drake saying what he did for Kendrick? Mm-hmm. It's kind of like you did that for him, ain't it? So to see the careers and how it went, like, what's your perception on that?
I mean, I think that he just had he got very fortunate to get his music into the hands of Jay Prince's son. During that time, again, me and Drake is talking a lot. Like, he's like, yo, Jay Prince's son just got my music. I'm about to go meet with Wayne. He was just happy. He was literally happy to just be
But he had songs with Trey Songz and stuff.
Yeah, but he was still from Canada, like, so people didn't care. Like,
okay.
So he had a record with Pusha. He had a record with Trey, but nobody really cared because it's like, yo, you from Canada, you an actor, you look crazy. So he got with the hottest rapper in the game and he co-signed him at the time. So Drake, again, I'm talking to Drake all the time. So he like, yo, I'm about to go on stage. This is my first time ever going. And he never really he never did shows or nothing like that. So the first time he performing, he getting on stage in front of 30,000 people, getting booed. That's his first time, because
you can tell he didn't have, because when he came to URI, I seen him for the first time. I was just like, this is what everybody, because the best I ever had, like, this is what everybody's excited about?
Yeah.
It almost like he wasn't even rapping.
He didn't know how to perform. He didn't know how to do nothing. Like, Wayne was bringing him out during his set. He would be getting booed and, all that, but Wayne wouldn't stop bringing him out.
That had to hurt to get booed at first. Woo.
So Wayne,
glad it didn't break you.
So Wayne, being a genius he is, he's like, yo, we got to do music together. So he starts putting them on songs, and then as Drake is putting together So Far Gone, the conversations are starting to dwindle. He's not hitting me back no more because he with Wayne. You know what I mean? He put out Ransom. They put out a couple other records, and then next.
That would have been your bag too. So Far Gone. Some of the songs like. Yeah.
And, for me, I figured that we would have did another record, being that I did that for him, but it just never happened that way. And, that's a part of the game, you know what I'm saying? Like, I did records with Cudi and, all of these artists. And, this is still 2008, so, cover XXL, So, yeah, that's essentially, like, my origin, really.
Listen, see, one of the reasons why I love talking to people like yourself is because I talk to a lot of people behind the scenes, like Beat Nuts. I like to give people their flowers. And when you hear the stories, because everybody just see the name and they see you on a camera, but they don't know what it took to get you on that camera. Yeah. Everything, the bumps and the rolls, the headaches, yep. the poor investments and everything, the lies, like, oh, you're gonna do this, this, and this. Like somebody, and then here's the craziest thing, somebody could tell you, yo, if you make it out to this state and you spend your last dollars to get there with no way home, oh, we ain't got nothing for you, kid.
Yeah.
We all have those stories.
I mean, it happens a lot. It happens a lot. I just think that for us as entrepreneurs, as creatives, as artists, it's important to just stay the course. You just never know. One person could change your trajectory just by hearing it because you're consistent.
One person could meet another person, which meet another person, which introduce to another person that could change your life.
You just never know. People be watching. I feel like a lot of a lot of artists see, a lot of lower artists, they see it, they just don't say nothing. Like I see artists all the time and I just be like, it's just so many rappers and so many singers. I don't be saying nothing, but I see, you know? And I think that's, if I see it, I know other artists see it too. And it just takes, you know, one song or one verse or one line that'll catch somebody's attention that could change your life forever.
So I got this question for you. We're gonna go back into that story, but here's a question. Me and my partner, we talk about this all the time, and I say, we travel in many different states, so you see the competition that's in these states.
Right.
New York is like straight competition. We come from the era where you be there for a show and you gotta do with a camera in your face before there was cameras talking about, yo, you wanna battle right now for money or whatever.
Right.
Cause they see you had a name and they just say, yo, I wanna take you out cause I'm gonna get my name off of your name.
Right.
When you go to these states, cause this is something I want people to understand about, don't get mad at promoters and understand the game. Sometimes a person would think, I'm gonna get a record deal because of you in our city right now, you in Rhode Island, and they think, oh, because I see Mickey Factz, I'm going to get a record deal. Could you explain to people that's not how it works?
Oh, no.
And why it doesn't work that way?
I don't think it's worked that way in a long time. It's been a long time since that worked. I feel like the A&R role has changed. You know, the A&R who signed me, Jeff Sledge, he used to go to open mics. He used to go to showcases to find new artists. And then as it shifted from being a live space to the internet, now you gotta see if somebody's music sounds good on the internet. So last night somebody gave me a CD and I'm holding on to the CD and I'm just like, what am I supposed to do with this? You know, like I feel like you gotta ask people, like, do you have a CD player?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Do you have a car with a CD? You know, you got a PlayStation to play a CD? Because like does your laptop take a CD? My laptops don't take CDs. How am I supposed to hear this music? Right? Somebody else, yes.
You was their home though, Mickey. Mickey, what you need? They heard your song.
But I don't, like, what am I supposed to do with that? Like, even somebody, we was in New York, we had our graduation from our school, and one of the customers who came to the show, he gave me a thumb drive. What am I supposed to do with this thumb drive? Like, my computer don't take that anymore. It's the small port now. Like, what am I supposed to do with this? I can't even hear the music. Now I feel like
You're supposed to get a converter.
yeah, I'm supposed to get it. I feel like now artists need to ask people, you know, do you have a CD player? Do you have a port for your thumb drive? Because it's nothing I can. Just send me a DSP. Why don't you just DM me the link? Because there's no way I could listen to this stuff. And people think that's how you get a deal. But, you know, getting a record deal at this stage, and if you're trying to get a record deal in 2025, something is wrong.
Ladies and gentlemen, before you finish, just in case nobody educated you, I'm going to. The new A&Rs is Tool Core. What is that? DistroKid and United Masters. Those are the new A&Rs. So when you upload your music on these platforms, there's people listening to it. So if they don't like your music, that's why you're not getting contact. I don't care how many numbers you pay for, all that other stuff. If the music ain't good, you're not getting a phone call. They know how to get in touch with you. And if you don't believe me how I know this, Mickey, can you please tell people how you used to publish your music? You had to send it to ASCAP or somebody, and you had to pay to do that. Notice when you put your music on these platforms, it's already published. So these people own your music and you don't even know they own it. And then if you don't pay for them, the platforms to keep your music up, guess what happens? But guess what else happens? They still have your music, you don't.
I mean, again, like I was saying, I just feel like when it comes to trying to get a record deal, like if you got motion, they gonna call you. You don't call them, because it's like, why are you calling them? Anytime.
And they know you're desperate.
Right. Now and it goes back to what I was saying before. I was desperate to get with Missy. So I was calling and trying to make music specifically for Missy Elliott to get her to hear me again so I could get that deal. But when I started to do my own thing and got out of my mindset of just focusing on Missy Elliott, A&Rs was calling me. Lenny S calling me, yo, pull up to Def Jam, let's have a conversation. Sav pulling, yo, come down to the Best of Both Offices, let's have a conversation. Jeff Sledge, yo, come down, let's talk at Jive. Dante Ross, yo, come to SRC. I met with every A&R you could think of. I met with all of them. And I didn't call them. They were reaching out to me and my team to have a meeting. You know what I mean? But that's because I knew I was doing what I was supposed to do at the time. You know what I'm saying? I was making my waves. My name was buzzing. People saw what was going on. A label is only gonna, you have to be the fire. When the label all they're gonna do is come up to the barbecue grill, they see the fire, and they're gonna pour the gasoline on the fire. That's what the label is supposed to do. To make you hotter.
Good. That's some good looking meat.
Right. They gonna make you hotter. I should say, hey, right?
You said pause?
Had to, because you pointed down too. That was crazy.
Listen, first of all, I'm a grown man.
Don't edit that out.
Pause game
don't edit that out. That might go viral.
Hey, let it.
That was crazy.
Yo, somebody, we got an audience in the back.
That might be the pause of 2025.
We got people. Yo, listen. I don't play the pause game, so I don't care. I'm a grown man. I'm comfortable with my own self.
That was crazy. I feel you. I respect niggas that don't play the game. But fam,
listen, I looked at his face. Yo, this is staying. All this is staying. I looked at his face. He's like, he didn't even say the word. He was like,
I just said, hey. I said, hey.
No, it's all good. Pause.
Thank you. This is the only time. It's the only time. All right. So it's crazy. So like. Nah, but if you hot, they gonna make you hotter. You know what I'm saying? They gonna put money into you to make you hotter. I mean, that's the real only goal for a label. But it's really a terrible bank loan. A record deal is a terrible bank loan.
Talk, sir. I've been telling people this. If you don't have your own money, you trying to get in a record label, and you get a 360 deal or any deal they offer you. Any money they give you, you need to bring that back 3 times before you even out that rent.
Yeah.
And people don't get it.
So I signed for a little bit of money, you know what I'm saying? And at the time, you know, my team was mad that I signed for like 200. You know what I'm saying? They was like, why you? I was like, I don't want to be
200,000?
200,000.
Okay. You
not $200. Not $200.
I'm like, damn, you was that cheap?
Yeah, we signed for $200K, and you know, they was mad because they, you know, people were getting $1 million deals, and you know, my attorney, you know, he's done $1 million deals for different artists.
And please break down how much of that 200 you had to give to everybody, all these attorneys, management.
So the deal was worth 200 stacks, right? So they kept 100 for marketing, right? So the 100 was what I got. You know what I'm saying? Now, you got to pay taxes on it. You got to go into an LLC. You can't just put it into your own bank account. You got to pay your attorney. Your attorney gets 5%. Well, my attorney got 5% because I didn't have him on retainer. So he got 5% of that. So out of 100,000, he got like $5,000. Got to pay my manager. Manager got 20%. So 20% of that is gone. Then on my team, I had to give them something. So I gave the homie something because we finally made it here, you know what I'm saying? And then I bought a crib, you know what I'm saying? Like, cause I needed a place to stay. At this time, I went from, you know, having my own spot to losing it, living with different people. I needed security, so I went and bought a crib in Jersey. And then the rest of the money, I just, you know, I still had my stylist. We still operated how we operated. And I needed that money to live until the next project or until I started doing shows. But essentially, that other 100,000 that was a part of the deal, that was literally for
Marketing, producers.
and producers and promotion, you know what I'm saying, to get you to the next level. And they did what they were supposed to do. You know, they put money behind me. The next step was to go to radio with Marsha and Brochure for the culture. I think Paradise did really well. We was making waves with Paradise. But the next move was the single, which was with Marsha and Brochure. And we were going to Impact. So going to Impact means they take it to radio and they buy ads. They buy ad space. They pay for the ad time and the airtime. And we were literally about to do it. We were 1 week away from doing it. And the CEO of Jive leaves the company and goes to Def Jam. Barry Weiss, he left Jive and he went to Def Jam. So everybody that's at the label, now Jive had R. Kelly, Justin Timberlake, Backstreet Boys, you know, all of these pop acts. And I'm like one of the few rappers on the label. So we all in limbo. People losing their jobs left and right. Every Friday, niggas is getting fired. My A&R, Jeff Sledge, Simon, he got fired. My whole team got fired.
And you think your CD being handed to him is gonna put you on? I'm just being real. I'm trying to.
So I had a record with Marsha and Brochure. We getting ready. It's doing real well on radio.
Can you tell them who she is?
Oh, she was on. She was one half of Flowetry, and we shot the video. It was impacting well on radio, so they was getting ready to buy ads, and the label folded, so everything stopped. The whole radio department got fired. So now, it's not just me. It's me, Chris Brown, R. Kelly, all of us. We all on the label. We don't have a home. Like, we literally like in limbo.
So explain to them why you could just take your music and go do something else with it. Because some people think you just take your music when you're on a label, just take your music. Oh, you know what? I'm going to sell it myself.
Well, I mean, they own the rights to anything that I produced from 2010 on. You know what I'm saying? Especially, I was recording out of their studios. So they owned the masters at the time. So like for me, I had to wait until they figured out if they were going to drop me or if they were going to move me to another label. So we were all in limbo. Me, all of these artists I named before, we were all in limbo. We didn't know where we were going. Some rappers got dropped. So Diamond from 8C, she got dropped from the label. I didn't get dropped. I got a new deal at RCA. I moved from Jive to RCA. Some people went to Epic, some people went to RCA. I went to RCA. So I had a whole new team. The record that we were about to impact, it just completely died and fell flat. So now I'm scrambling because I got a whole new A&R, a whole new team. I gotta make all new music. All the stuff I tried to do previously, they didn't want to do. Nothing. They didn't have nothing to do with it. So now I gotta dig deep in my contact bag. So what do? I reach out to Bruno. I reach out to Bruno Mars. We did a record called Click Clack. I reach out to John Legend. Me and John Legend do a record called One Thing. I reach out to Yellow Wolf. We do a record called Zen. So I start reaching out to different people because again, I don't know what they want. So as I'm trying to get in the good graces of this A&R. His name was Jay Grand. He like, yo, before you even played, he wanted to put the Click Clack record out, but Bruno at the time, again, he's popping now, so he's real expensive. They didn't want to spend the money.
Right.
Before I even played a John Legend record, the niggas say, yo, I'm not a fan of John Legend before we even play the song. How you as an A&R, this is John Legend we talking about, bro.
That's the red tape, people.
So the song it's a party record. It's like, what are we doing here? It was with John Legend's producers. John Legend's on the record singing, I'm rap. What are we talking about here? He's like, nah, we can't put this out. So now, because you gotta remember, and A&R is trying to protect their job, they're also trying to get their production credits up. So they got producers on. He trying to put me in the studio with J.R. Rodham, Southern producers, trying to turn a New York artist into a Southern artist. I'm like, yo, these songs, this is not my sound. So I'll create Mickey Mouse. So I put out this project called Mickey Mouse where I'm a painter and it gets critically acclaimed. And he wanted to, the A&R was like, okay, let's try to, get Danger Mouse and Dead Mouse to clear the samples. They didn't want to clear the samples. So now I'm really in limbo and I'm like, yo, it's like a couple days before my birthday. I was like, yo, I went to Jay. I was like, yo, I think it's time we separate. And he said, I think I agree. And they let me walk.
So this dream is actually turning into a nightmare.
Complete nightmare. This is 2012. Like, I'm like depressed because I did everything right. Like, I had the records, I had the radio records, I'm doing interviews, I'm going to the parties, like people know me, like, but, you know, situations happen. So now, I'm indie now. I'm back to indie. So I was indie before, I had a deal, I had security, now I'm indie again. And at this point now, I'm like, I don't even know what the hell to do. So I figured it out. I put out 2 mixtapes in 2 weeks. And then 2013, like, I just sat in the house. I was depressed. I sat in the house the whole year with all my money in the bank, and it just dwindled away. I went on tour with Lupe, spent all my money. I didn't make any money off the tour with the managers that I had. They kept the money. I came back home off tour. I only had $4.14 in the bank account. And I had to make a decision. I was like, man, this ended 2013. I'm like, yo, man, this shit done took everything from me. Like, I'm gonna have to get a job. And I haven't worked since 2007, so I'm like, I gotta get a job. I try to get a job. I can't get a job because I ain't got no work experience. So I couldn't even get a job. So now I'm like, I gotta.
Yes, it's hiring. You didn't listen to Biggie?
Shit, man. I guess I could have did UPS, but I don't know. I don't think I tried hard enough. I just felt like a piece of me felt like
you didn't want the job. That's what it was.
A piece of me felt like I need to be in the office building. I need to go back to corporate. I need to do that. That's what my mindset was. Because, you know, when I was, you know, I did stock stuff. I did all kind of different things. And I was like, a lot of that, and no offense to people that do that stuff, salute to you, but I ain't gonna hold you. I felt like I was above that. I felt like I was a little bit above that. So I didn't really kind of dive deep into that space. So I said, shit, the only thing I could do that I know I could make money is rap.
When he said he's above that, it's about experience. So when you somewhere and you seeing all the players you were seeing, like the corporations, you in the rap game, and the lifestyle that you was living, it's not that the fact that, oh, I think I'm better than you, but it's almost like if you own a boat. If you had a yacht, and then you go back to this little tugboat, it's a big difference. It's like you're not gonna be able to
function.
You're gonna feel a certain way. Cause you're like, yo, I used to have this. Cause it was a time when, and I'll be transparent. I had 80 grand in the bank by myself, and I had a job where they was paying me weekly, but the money I was getting before I was just like, and remember I had money in the bank. I'm like, I'm crying and I got money in the bank. I think, yo, this ain't paying me enough.
Right.
So it's not that you think you're above. It's just that when you know we're worth, you don't want to settle. That's the point. You don't want to settle.
And that's what it was. So I had to make a decision, you know, like I was like, I gotta go back to rapping. And you know, my fans, they stepped in. I did an Indiegogo. They paid for my music videos, they paid for my studio album. And that got me back on track, and I just had to hustle to get money again, you know what I'm saying? So right, as soon as that happened, I did a deal with Uniqlo. So I was a brand ambassador for Uniqlo. They gave me checks, they gave me clothes. I did my own tour, and I just got back into the swing of things. I started reaching out to different rappers to do songs with them.
Don't forget that part. I want to interject here. So I want people to understand the mindset of you, where they are. Mm-hmm. So imagine this. How did you feel? Here I did a song with Drake, mm-hmm. who's where he is. Mm-hmm. Travis, mm-hmm. where he is. All these people I did songs with, I see where they are, but here I am.
Oh, man.
Because I know that was a part of your thought.
I was in hate mode. I hated everybody. And I was in critique mode. It was a lot of that. I could understand why trolls are the way they are on social media, because I was a troll. I was projecting my failures onto the internet, onto on my peers, because
that's real.
I felt like I should have been where they were at the time, you know. And I was making good money, you know, being in you know, you go from 2008, I probably made $2,000-$3,000, maybe more. 2009, I did 200,000. 2010, I do 300 because I did the deal, and then I did another Honda commercial. to 2011, I did like maybe 200, and then, you know, I have 90 in the bank. So now I gotta start over again. I gotta start all over again because I lost all the money. So now 2014, I did like 15, 20,000 for the year. 2015, I did maybe 30, 40,000. I had to literally build my brand back up. Going from rhyming over all this weird, wild stuff and being this type of artist, knowing that this is not gonna work in order for me to get where I gotta go. I had to be a lyricist again. So I had to rebrand myself in order to survive. I literally had to, like when people say, yo, rap like the rent due, I literally had to rap like the rent was due. I had to do that, or I would have been homeless again. And I was like, I'm not gonna be homeless again. So I literally went and started rhyming like my life depended on it, and it got me to where, you know, I am today, because I had to start over. So now I'm making more money now than I did when I had a deal. And I think that's important too.
People need to hear this story because everybody keeps seeing the chains, the watches, the cars, and everything. And most of us know that most of them don't even own that stuff.
Right.
So it's like you're trying to become something that you really don't even know if it's real.
Right.
Then when you get there, you find out it's not real. Your dream bubble is popped.
Right.
What's left? And if you really think about it, it's a numbers game, statistics. So let's just say, because I keep saying the game is oversaturated. So let's just say there's 1 million people trying to get in this one room. 2,000 is going to make it a step to the building before. So that means the millions didn't even make it to the building. So the 2,000 is there. So now are we playing Gladiator?
Yeah.
Or, because we like, wait a minute, they already told us only one person's getting in that room. And there's 2,000 people sitting here. What separates you
From the 2,000.
From the 2,000. So now you got people, what are you willing to do?
To get on.
So that's one aspect where some people degraded themselves and didn't get on.
Yeah.
So think about it. When people like this is in your presence, my pastor always told me when someone's wiser than you, he had a bigger career than me. I had a career. His career is bigger. He's wiser. That's why I'm taking in this information. You should be taking in this information. When a person like this, a wiser person there, you shut up and listen. That's why I was listening. And I'm asking questions because I want you to give your ideology of how it felt being in that process, because most people think they broke now. Imagine being broke. You signed something that you didn't understand, and you're broke and broke, and you owe. So now you see red, and you was already broke.
Yeah.
So when you listen to people's stories like this, and this was back in the day, we're not even talking about how it is now.
Yeah.
So that's why I commend you. That's why I wanted to give you your flowers.
Appreciate you.
Because that's a story like, yo, whew. Because when I was going through it, I was breaking out in hives.
Damn.
And I didn't even know I was breaking out in hives. You don't know you're depressed or whatever. It's when people that know you see you like, yo, are you okay?
Yeah.
Like my ex-fiance, when I was about to come out with my album, this was my album release party. I'm taking a shower, and she came up from Florida. We in Philadelphia, and she's like, as I'm getting dressed, she's looking at me like, "Are you okay?" I was like, "What you mean?" She's like, "You look sick." I couldn't even see it.
Right, because you in it.
And I'm like, it's like you thinking about all the work I had to do to promote for this event. Now, this ain't even my city. I'm in somebody else's city throwing this event. I gotta make sure all the artists show up. I got people coming from Rhode Island and everything, people coming from different states. So we get there, you're expecting to be extravagant, because I knew all the hot rappers at the time.
Right.
They think, oh, they're gonna support, they're gonna come. Nope.
Wow.
Nope.
That's how it go.
And I didn't even know I'm breaking out in hives. I didn't even know what the hell hives was until that. That's when she was like, you look sick. So I understand that was my form of depression.
Right.
And everything. You spending up all your money, because I'm like, I had managers, and they, even though they was paying, I was sitting with CEOs, like they was taking me places, and they was paying for me to do the things I was doing, but then I'm trying to do things on my own as well.
Right.
So I'm using my money as well, even though I didn't have to, but I was just doing it. And you come back, I remember when I came back to Rhode Island, I was just like, yo, I just made, this is the craziest of crazies. I left Philadelphia, made it back to Rhode Island because my car insurance went out 12 midnight. As soon as I got to Rhode Island, 12 midnight. That's when my car insurance, because I was like, I'm not going to drive a car without insurance. So believe me, these stories are real, and I wasn't even in the industry as you was in the industry.
Yeah.
But I seen some things that made me be like I got friends that I put on. I could tell you a dude in the industry that you know, and he will tell you this story is true. We was in the Bronx. I'll be back.
That's my man.
I know him. I gave him his first show.
Word?
His first show ever. Tell him, do you know a rapper named Mischief? And did y'all do a show in the Bronx?
Wow.
The Rap Fest.
When was this?
Early 2000.
Wow.
Nobody, he'll tell you, nobody was rocking with him. This is before he did the Def Jam thing.
Yeah.
Nobody was rocking with him. And I had this hot song at the time, and I used to always bring a rapper on with me when I was going to different states. I bring that hot rapper from the state on the song. So I was just like, you know what, you can come on the song with me. The reason why I didn't really want people that didn't see the song is because I had the VHS.
Yeah,
VHS was in. I was first, he was supposed to be second. He jumped me. It's a good thing I was professional, because not only did he jump me, he went off cue, but it still sounded dope how he was doing it.
Right.
I hit him on Instagram. If you ever bring this story, I'll be gonna be like, I know a Christian rapper named Mischief. He'll be like, I know Mischief. He'll be like, that's Dante now. He'll be like, word? Because I used to be a lot of people. I was their underground rapper. Like, everybody used to love my 16s. Right. I had a bunch of them. But I gave him his first show ever.
I love Albie. You know, and for y'all that don't know, Albie back, he was on, what was it, Late Registration with Ye? He was on Gone.
Remember, he was in a movie, ATL.
Yeah, he was in ATL, and he was on, he was doing records with Ye. The funny thing, I got a funny story about Albie back. So when I did the Honda commercial, he was dating the casting director's daughter, who was trying to become a casting director herself. And I showed up to the last interview. He was in the hallway waiting to get interviewed too. So it was me, Albie back, Sirius Jones. And we all in the room, we all in the hallway talking. Everybody talking their shit. I'll be back. He like, I don't even know why y'all here. Cause this is mine. Like, I'm dating the casting director's daughter.
He's a funny dude.
I'm gonna get the commercial. I'm like, yo, man, we gotta wait to see what happens. He didn't know that I had already went to LA and met with the director, and they just needed the preliminary shit. So I go in there, I cook it, I come out, and I'm like, yo, man, I think I might have got this. He was like, yo, Mick, stop playing, B. I'm dating Shorty. Why are you still coming to?
You gotta talk the way he talks. Stop playing, B.
Stop playing, B. Like, you know, I got it, man. I'm dating the daughter. I'm like, all right, whatever. A week, 2 later, I get the job. So then I call Al. I'm like, yo, Al, man, are you did you get the joint? 'Cause I wanted to hear what he had to say. I was like, yo, did you get the commercial yet? 'Cause I ain't hear nothing yet, right? Just playing with him. He like, nah, they still, you know, they waiting to pick, but you already know it's gonna be me. I said, yo, they called me, I got it, man. What the fuck are you talking about? He was like, yo, stop playing on my phone, yo, what you talking about? I'm like, yo, I got the commercial. I'm the new Honda nigga. Yo, I'm gonna call you right back, B. Nigga hung up. I ain't hear from that nigga for like a good year. Seen a nigga in Atlanta, he was like, yo, Mickey, fuck you, man. How'd you get that shit?
For those that think I'm lying, the man was a Christian rapper, and he went to school upstate New York. I met him because my DJ was one of the big DJs in the Christian industry. And like I told you when I was talking to you in the car, like I used to travel all the time. That was my DJ Who. I would go to New York, he'd take me everywhere. And when we went to his college, I forgot the name of the college, we went upstate. Because he's from the Bronx too. You would have loved to. We went upstate and that's how I met him. So I had a relationship with him before all of that, and we just became cool. There's a lot of people I knew. So we heard about your career.
Yeah.
Commercials, album. Where is Mickey Factz at now?
I mean, now in my life, you know, I'm still putting out music because I still have a solid fan base. But really, you know, my life's work right now is in my school, Pendulum Ink. And, you know, starting a school for lyricism and hip hop was very important to me. I wanted to give back. I wanted to try to figure out a way to, you know, retire from music, you know, and create opportunities not only for myself, but for other people, you know, when they're done rapping. You know, you can teach hip hop in your area and kind of make a living off of it if you choose to. If you don't have if you just want to get some extra money, we can provide that for you from an after school perspective. And you know, when I started it and initially put it together, it was really about teaching you how to rhyme, teaching you how to flow on beat, the mental health aspect of it, teach you the business, teach you how to create content, and then bringing in a legendary guest once a month. And these things, I just kept getting ideas for it.
Where's the school out?
I'm in Atlanta, but everything is online.
Okay.
So like, I keep getting ideas for it. And I'm like, yo, man, we need to do homework. We need to have testing. We need to have midterms. We need to have a summer school. We need to have merch. We need to have a school book. We need to have degrees.
Hey, you want to talk to?
Oh yeah,
we'll help out.
Yeah. You know, they gave me some fly shit too, by the way. They were like, yo, we, and then one day I'm in a meeting with my team. Shout out to Chilla Jones, shout out to Jeff Walker, shout out to Rob Nice, even shout out to Cam. I was like, yo, we need to throw
I'm glad you bought that, because we're going to talk about your battle rap career too. Go ahead, the school.
so I'm like, we got to do a graduation in person. Like, it got to be real. And
could people donate, sponsor?
Yeah. We're gonna go to pendulumink.com. You can see everything. But I was like, we need a graduation. And, you know, once I get into this mode of I want to put something together, I can't be stopped. So like, I came up with the idea for graduation in like March. And we was like, we're gonna do the graduation next February. So I'm like, all right, I gotta find a venue. Found the venue. I was like, yo, I want food there in an open bar because I wanted to celebrate my people.
Right.
So I put it together, right? So now I'm in Atlanta. So like I got people flying in from all over the country. And then now we got international students, so they flying in from all over the world. So I can't just have them there for the day. So I'm like, all right, maybe Saturday we could do an in-person classes, and then I'll have them perform that night. So I'm putting this all together in my head. I'm like, all right, I gotta get a venue for that. Now I gotta get a venue for us to perform. And then, but I'm like, but damn, they're gonna come out here Friday. All right, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna pay for them to go to a Hawks game. So I pay for everybody that was a student.
Nice.
I paid for my students. I paid their ticket. If they had guests, their guests had to pay for their tickets. But I brought them all to a Hawks game. It's like 50 of us. We had a suite, we had food in there, we had shirts. You know, I bought shirts, I bought hats. This is money that I could have kept that money. We didn't have to do a graduation.
Right.
And we didn't have to have a performance. And I didn't have to get shirts and hats. And I didn't have to take them to a Hawks game. I did that because I wanted them to see what it means to have a real mentor, somebody who really cared about the investment that they made into themselves. Because at the time, the tuition was $1,600. My feature price is $2,000.
Right.
So they spent $1,600 to be with me for 8 months. My reward to them for believing in me was this beautiful weekend with people from all over the world, like literally all over the world, who were seeing each other all year to commune. And then I'm calling Bun B. I'm like, yo, Bun, I need you to pull up. Pay for this man's ticket. His ceiling fell on his head. He calling me at 5 a.m. I don't know if I'm gonna make it. I'm like, yo, Bun. I'm like, yo, Bun, come on, B. And he pulled up. And, you know, that first year of Pendulum Ink let me know that I can do anything I want to do. When people say you can be anything you want to be in life, I don't think people really, when people hear that, I don't think they really understand what that means.
True. No one can stop you but yourself.
Right. If you really want to do something, you really want to be something, you literally have to visualize it. You literally have to execute certain things to make it happen. You know what I'm saying? You got a clothing line right here. While we're in the car, he's telling me about the production company that he has and the shirts and the hat. And as I'm hearing it, I'm always impressed by people who take dreams and make them a reality. So I think everybody has a dream to do something, but people don't have the guts to take that leap of faith and execute and try to do it. People don't like to invest in themselves. People want handouts. You know, so like y'all taking the necessary steps from a mental standpoint, from a strategic standpoint, and even from another level, like an emotional and spiritual standpoint, to create something out of nothing is high level alchemy that a lot of people cannot fathom. There's people that we met yesterday.
Preach, I wish I had some money out of this.
There's people that we've all met yesterday that probably hate where they work.
Yeah.
Want to do something else, but don't know how or are too afraid to do it. Everybody in this room has invested in themselves some way, shape, or form. My guy, Show Rocket, he literally puts out a verse every single day, puts out content every single day, has a 9-to-5, teaches at Pendulum Ink, and still makes time for his personal life, his career life, his family life, to see what he wants to see. And he's like, look, I'm not gonna stop until I achieve what I wanna achieve. And along the way, I'm here like, yo, this is how you do it, because it's important for everyone to work with each other. My mentor is Q-Tip. So I reach out to him.
Tribe Called Quest, people.
I reach out to him for advice. You know, I might have to switch up some mentoring. That's my guy, but you know, he's dealing with some family issues. So, you know, certain things I'm not able to talk to him as much. And I've been talking to more of my other peers to get me through, because everybody needs somebody that's wiser to take them to the next level. You know what I'm saying? Michael Jackson had Quincy Jones, and I'm sure Quincy Jones probably looked to Frank Sinatra or whoever was older than him, Count Basie or whatnot. Everybody needs somebody to look to guide them in this journey of life that we have.
Dude's preaching, y'all.
You know what I'm saying?
Preaching.
And I, for me personally, where I am now, you know, I'm doing my best to turn this company into something that can shift the dynamic of what hip hop sounds like. I feel like right now where we are is where we are, but the younger generation, if I can get my program into more schools, that will shift what hip hop sounds like. Because when you go to the schools, they're teaching production because it's a finite thing. You know what I'm saying? Your business partner, he has this beautiful setup. He knows how to.
And he graduated from production.
Right, because there's a program for that. If you do this, this happens. If you do this, this happens. But there's no program for our younger children who can barely read or write to actually know the fundamentals of writing rhymes and how to do it properly from what the culture was intended to be. So imagine if this was in all high schools across the country. Not only are we teaching you the fundamentals of what hip hop and rap is supposed to be, but we're also teaching you how to read and write properly. We're also teaching you team building, because you got to work with other people. We're also teaching you public speaking, because you got to get on stage. You know what I'm saying? We're also teaching you the business, how to work with your finances. This is what is important, because they're kids that don't know how to read and write, but they're rapping, right? And it doesn't even sound like they know how to read or write. So, you know, an idea that sparked into this is essentially, you know, me sacrificing so much to make this thing happen. I'm not getting rich off of this. I'm spending more money than I'm making. But I believe in what I'm doing to take it to the next level.
I want to piggyback off what you said, because you talked about the conversation in the car. I knew this man's career because I followed his career. Like I said, I knew his song and everything. What we need is, I say the problem with us as a black community is there's too many Indians. There's no chiefs no more.
Right.
There ain't no chiefs now. I used to say there's too many chiefs, not enough Indians. There's no chiefs. There's too many Indians. And what I mean for that is because a chief will duplicate an Indian to become a chief. And I don't see that happening too much. But the thing about it, like when he said we hooked them up, the thing was the fact of I didn't bring him down. But I was just like, you know what, next time you do come, I will make sure my team will compensate. We compensated him the way we could for now. But I was like, I'm gonna make sure that if there's something going on, like any events, bring you to it. Hey, let's utilize this man the way we could utilize him. This man got great information, he got great wisdom. And that's what people, as a grown man, I'm older than you, and yet I'm still humbling myself to say, this man knows more than me. And I want to listen, because there might be something that he could teach me for the production that I don't know.
Right.
He's teaching my partner something that we might not know.
Right.
That's one. Number two, we built a relationship just by me sitting with him yesterday and saying, hey, do you mind coming and getting on our show? No problem, brother. And that's what is needed, because we was talking about how I used to just do that. Like somebody would invite me somewhere, I pay my own dollar and I'm there. Let's go. Hey, we need you here, because I did it for the love. That's why I got my first manager. She was just like, she said, your heart is too big. She said, you're gonna get swallowed. She said, they're gonna take advantage of you. Because she said, you're doing it for the love. She said, ain't no love in this.
Right.
And this was the Christian industry.
Right.
Forget listen, I sat down a label, a Christian label.
Verity?
Keith, did I not tell you the name earlier? But I sat down with a Christian label. That's why I said, you think I'm lying?
Right.
I don't gotta lie. I didn't even tell you the name. We didn't even talk about it. Do you know what they told me? You say Jesus too much. See, everybody's face is like, they told me that. I'm a Christian rapper, supposed to be uplifting Jesus. And they told me, you say Jesus too much.
You know, it's funny, Verity is underneath Jav, and Verity turned into Zomba.
They was with Sony.
Right.
Yeah,
that's what Jav was underneath Sony.
Oh, okay.
So what's interesting about that is, when did this happen?
This like early, hold on, let me get it, like 2000, 2001, because this is before the tower. So yeah, is that 2000?
So they started, if you listen, the reason why Marvin Sapp blew up, those two records, Best of Me and Never Would Have Made It, they blew up because he didn't say Jesus.
They was but I always, like I said, like, well, I could do all things, well, let me, like, I could use the verse, let me see. I could get my party on, it's all right. Wait, hold on, let me get a song. I'm trying to think of one of the old ones, like, I held wisdom, exhale facts, easy as exercise, believe that, strengthen the mind, heart fall behind. For those hungry, it's feeding time, give y'all food for thought. For those without the feedback, digested the truth and spit the facts. Don't matter to me if he's white or black. Hope in heaven, have a place to rest at and a crown to throw at his feet this meat. See, I was always about the Bible. And that's why when these people that knew me, they was listening, they would say, yo, this dude knows his Bible and he could put the Bible in the thing.
Right.
I was trying to do, my biggest song was called Club Heaven. I'm trying to get those verses.
Club Heaven is crazy.
Club Heaven. We in Club Heaven. Get your party on. Everyone's invited to the Spirit is gone. We in Club Heaven. Get your church on. Everyone's invited to I know I can get my party on. It's all right. I could dance. oh, why that? Dance like David, get your praise on. I'm trying to, don't sit this one out, it's time to dance. This is what you need going through a circumstance. Praise music, dance to it, bring down the spirit. Have Christ in your bedroom like a fellowship. When two or more gather, he's in the midst. Catch this, you in the song, Christ in it. In the beginning was the word is God. You without the Bible make the numbers odd, so get even. You in the word in heaven. See, I was always saying Christ. They was just like, I was barking. I was barking back then. They knew. I was barking. They knew. But nah, it ain't about me. I'm glad he said Verdi, because I was like, I sat down with these labels. I was at parties and everything, met CEOs, all of that stuff, presidents. And I'm like, they was like, yo, you say Jesus too much. Managements, that's why everything you're saying, I went through that, but thank the Lord that I got with the right managements that did not take advantage of me. Right. They invested in me. They they helped me get my albums out. That's what actually helped my career. That's what's helping me right now, because what I learned about the conferences I went to when I was in Florida, they was teaching you how to set your own tours up. They was teaching you how to do all your business. See, I had the right people around me. I was modeling for people's clothing line. Right. So that's why, our paths was similar. We was going through the same thing, but we was just in different paths. Right. Because I can't, as they would say, the secular world. I came back in 2004, 2005, and the reason why I was doing secular music was the simple fact of, I'm a Christian. That I'm not a Christian rapper. I'm a rapper that's Christian, and I do music because it's like when I go and tell you about Christ. Get that out of here. But when I come with words that you can relate to, you know what? It's coming from a different spirit, a different energy. Why? Because I'm this. Right. Like, again, as an elder now, I want to educate the youth. I want to show the youth, you don't have to get a record deal to establish yourself. You don't have to sell drugs to establish. I have mentors. Mentees. I mentor them. I take them with me to the bank. One of them, and he's a grown man now. He's just like, yo, you move like a drug dealer, but you don't sell drugs. I took him to the bank, helped him get a bank account, showing him how to save money and everything. Right. So that's what we're supposed to be doing as elders. That's what he was saying about with his school. I know we're coming to a close. I do want to hear from your, I want you to tell people how to reach you, everything, your school. I do want to talk about your battle rap career.
Yeah, we can talk about that. Let's talk about that.
So, what got you into battle rapping? Well, I know you were a battle rap MC, like you could...
Yeah, I've done it. So coming up in Harlem, in the Bronx, we would go to block and we would battle. So when my name was Renegade, like all of the big battlers knew me as Renegade. So Mook, Lux, Rex, Clips, they all knew me as Renegade. And then I changed my name to Mickey Factz, and I just started doing what I do. And I just kind of didn't battle anymore. Then 2013 came around, and I got, I wanted to step back in, so I took Danger Zone, in a one-rounder, and I thought that was a pretty, good entry point for me.
Danger Zone's nice.
People feel it's a debatable. It could go either way. Cool. 4 years later, I take Daylight. Smoke Daylight. That's my man. I smoked him on King of the King.
There's controversy with that. I ain't gonna talk about that. There's controversy with that one.
I think that he would have lost regardless. I think that the rounds that he had, I just don't think they would have beat what I had for him. It didn't. I don't think it would have mattered. But yeah, he got cooked. And then that's my man though. That's my man. That's bro. And then the following year I took DNA, which I think was a classic. The best DNA we ever seen. Anything else?
No, you got him mad with that. Go watch the battle, but you got him mad with that. Somebody in his camp told him something. Yeah. You got him mad.
Yeah. So I thought that was a great battle. A lot of people got him winning. A lot of people got me winning. It could go either way to me personally. I took a battle on beats. Cash
if these still debatable, you actually won because these are battle rappers.
These are battle rappers.
So for you to come into that round and make it
close, I won it if you ask me. Cash Bills, actual battle rapper, over beats, got him out of here. He wasn't rhyming on beat properly. That's my man though. Shout out to you. And the last battle I took was Averb, and that was 2 years ago. You know what I'm saying? I cleaned him up pretty
out of here. I should have been saying out of here while you was
pretty out of here. Cooked that man, did him pretty bad. And then, they want me to come back. They always want me to come back. Arsenal now is calling me out for some reason. I don't know what's up with him. He got to relax.
Why did you?
I'm not a battle rapper.
You did something interesting though, and I gotta shake your hand for that. A man of respect. You said you wanted to battle on RBE, and you said before you retire.
I'm a battle on every league, and I battled on every league. Now I wanted to battle B-Dot, but B-Dot retired. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I did URL, I did King of the Dot, I did Black Ice and Guerrilla Warfare, I did the Joints on Beats and the Verbal War Zone, and then I did RBE. And at the time, B-Dot wanted to battle. I said, well, let's do it at RBE. Let's just do it there, B. Like, Smack calling me, Beasley calling me, offering me more money than ARP. I'm like, nah, man, I gave this man my word, B. I'm a stay over here. Come over here, we do it over here, we get it done.
Word is born, that's the...
You know, I'm a man of my word. I know other battlers, they be folding. Like, I gave this man my word. So, like, I did the battle there. So, you know, I know Arsenal, he calling me out, but I don't know if I really want to do another battle. So, you know, we'll see what happens.
Oh, I just wanted the people to know who Mickey Factz is, the history of Mickey Factz, what is he doing right now. And again, I thought it was a brilliant story. I love it. It's like, I can't wait till this come out so I can rewatch it again.
There's a lot of jewels in this one. You know, I had to relive that just now. You know, obviously there's a lot of stuff missing. But, you know, I'm grateful for this interview. I think it was dope.
We'll spin the block, don't worry about
it.
We'll spin the block. Listen, I told you.
I feel like I did my origin, but I feel like there's stuff that's missing. I feel like from 2015 to about 2022, we skipped like 7 years. Like, we didn't talk about the Royce situation. We didn't talk about.
You know why? We can spin the block with that.
We'll do that in part two. We'll do that in part two.
You're going to come.
Ghostwriting and how I got the Grammy. We could talk about all of that.
You're going to come back. I'm telling you, you're coming back. Don't worry about it. Listen, like I said, see, this is the introduction of who you are to some people that don't know who you are, because I'm putting this everywhere. I'm going to send this to ARP.
Got to.
So I'm going to make sure that people know that, and so then whatever they say, oh, why y'all ain't talk about this? But then again, now when you come back to Rhode Island, now you could talk about the ghostwriting and all that other stuff. But what I thought was more important was the origin of Mickey to become Factz and your school. Yeah. And that we have one of your students in the building.
He's a professor now.
One of your professors.
He started off, you know, as a student, you know what I'm saying, and learning and being able to take the knowledge. And we all saw something in him. He's our first valedictorian as well. And he spun the block, he came back to join. And then, you know, we approached him like, yo, you know, we would like for you to teach.
We want him, I want him on camera too. We're gonna get, see, when you come and everything, I'm gonna actually be off the camera so he could be sitting here and I could say what I need to say and y'all go both just talk.
Nah, that'd be fire. I would love to do that. You know, I would love to do that. But yeah, he's a professor now at the school, so we pay him to teach now. So I think it's a beautiful thing to just kind of see the growth of where we're going and where we're trying to go to make it an even more crazier situation for the students.
How could they reach you? How could they donate to your school, sponsor your school, whatever?
Yo, man, hit me up on Instagram, mickey.factz. TikTok is The Real Mickey Factz. Facebook, Official Mickey Factz. On Twitter, it's or x.com. It's Mickey Factz. Find me on YouTube at Mickey Factz. And, you know, if you want to sign up to Pendulum Ink, it's pendulumink.com. You can donate to them. We have our donate button up this week. Get you some merch. Sign up for as low as $25. And, you know, take a class, learn something. I mean, honestly, people love the school. People don't want to leave the school, you know what I'm saying? And I think it's the best space for anybody to be in if you really love the space and want to learn more about what it is that we do. Smicky! Stay up.
This is The Other Side of Things. Just the facts. Need I say any more? Thank you for tuning in. And until the next time, salute. Out of here.
Bob, it's not that I'm lazy. It's that I just don't care.
My friend.